did we just upgrade from what do you bring to the table to how are your kids going to be an asset to me?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omaomi, aka Petite Diva, and this video is inspired by a video clip where a guy was asking a single mother how our kids would be an asset to him if they were dating.
Let me ask you this. How are your kids going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that.
Now, this video clip seems to be from a podcast, and in that video, a guy was posing a question to the single mother, and the question was that how would her kids be an asset to him if he was dating her? And the lady replied that she would never date a guy that asks her that kind of question. Now, when I watched that clip, I was like, the audacity! Like, I could not believe the words that came out from the guy. Now, like I said, the video clip was from a podcast episode that I could not find. I could not find the full episode. So probably check out what he was thinking when he posed that question to the lady. Any which way, I would love to hear your own thoughts about just that question. And do you think it's an appropriate question for a single man who probably doesn't have children of his own to pose to a single mother? Do you think he was out of line? Do you think he was not out of line? Do you think it was appropriate? Do you think the way the woman responded was appropriate? Or do you think she was making a big deal out of an innocent or an appropriate question? I would love to hear your own thoughts about the whole situation. So please leave your comments in the comment section. Now let's check out what people had to say. Then I'll come back to share my thoughts.
Let me ask you this. How are your kids going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that. I would.
I'm gonna tell you right now, any man that's gonna ask you a question like that thinks that he's doing you a favor by dating you as a single parent, and you should be grateful. And that's how he's going to treat you and your children, as if y'all should be grateful that he is willing to tolerate you and your offsprings. Okay, I would never, like, what can your children, what benefit are your children to me? What the like, honestly, what kind of question is that even? And what woman, as a woman, any woman who thinks that this is an acceptable question, I want to know, what answer would you give someone that asks you that? Because to me, now I automatically know my children are not safe in your presence, and I would never allow my children to be around you. I would never allow my children to, I would never bring anyone into my home that feels like, well, if I'm going to date you, what benefit are your children to me? To you? What the fuck? What do you mean by that? Like, I really can't wrap my mind around it, because it just doesn't make sense. Like, what do you mean, what benefit are they to you? What benefit are you to them? What benefit is me bringing you into our lives are you going to have for them? It's one thing to say what benefit is the woman that you're dating to you. You know what I'm saying? But to say what benefit are your children to me is very weird and very creepy. Men are getting creepier and fucking creepier, and I can't take it. I cannot.
Did y'all see the video with the man? Wait, give me a minute. It's coming. Okay, I'm ready now. Did y'all see the video with the man who asked that lady, how are your kids gonna be an asset to me?
Wait, did we just upgrade from what do you bring to the table to how are your kids going to be an asset to me? It's okay.
Now, the thing about it is, like, I love the confidence. I don't know. We'll get to the question in a minute. Like, that's a whole different story. I like how she answered the question. Now, do you see this? You see this? This is the face you need to have when a man asks you some nonsense like that. You might even need to let your eye twitch like that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. The confidence and the conviction. Like, that's the kind of confidence you need to get you through life. Huh? Remember the other day when I told y'all to be delusional? Be delulu. I feel like he saw the video, or maybe he got some sort of advice close to that, and he took it too far. Too far. Take a step back, baby. Take a step back. Let's reel it in. Let's reel it in. Let's reel it in from the top. Again.
Okay, let me ask you this. How are your kids are going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
Of course. So just walk straight out of the mall, turn left, go to the police precinct, and ask the same question there. They'll give you exactly what you need.
Listen, if you haven't seen that video, please find it. I hope TikTok do the whole search in the comments thing. But basically, it's a video of a man on a podcast saying, how is your kids an asset to me? And listen, when I say people on the internet can't hear something without running to the extreme when it comes to a black man is insane to me. Because he said, how is your kids an asset to me? Now, that might not have been the right thing to say. But he should have said, how would me taking care of your kids benefit me? That's what he should have said. But to all y'all leaving think pieces with these Tyler Perry ass scenarios, bro, get off of Lifetime Network. Everyone's reality is not your reality. Like, some of y'all be looking at 0.01% of cases in the entire world and then try to generalize it with 99% of all men. Like, bro, we can't catch a break.
Some of you take the things you say way too far. Why would you ask a woman how her kids are going to benefit you and or be an asset to you? Are you dating her or are you dating a kid? Only thing you need to worry about is if that woman is going to love you. If you don't want to love someone that has kids, then don't even have a conversation and or just be upfront with them. But to sit up there and have the audacity to ask them how the kids are going to benefit you is crazy. Once again, if you're dating someone and you become step parent, you have to understand that that kid is going to be more important than you. If you're okay with that, then cool. And I know where the thoughts come from. You hear people say, well, my first choice isn't to date somebody with kids. There's nothing wrong with that preference, especially if you don't have kids. But that doesn't mean you go downplay single parents, whether it be a man or a woman. Just because you have a preference doesn't mean you need to downplay people that aren't your preference. But to expect a return in your investment from a child is wild to me.
Okay, let me ask you this. How are your kids are going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that.
Y'all know I'm pro man, but I'm with her, bro. I don't know where the fuck. He lost me from the beginning. I was never on his side. When I watch these podcasts, I be wanting the guys to win so bad. Y'all be in word salad, and you know that ain't our game with the women. We can't keep playing word salad with the women, so I be looking for the guys to win. I'm pro man always. But we got bald-headed chubby dudes out here sounding dumb. And like, now they all think we think like that, not me. What the fuck is that? That's a new angle. I ain't never heard nothing like that. Never, not ever in my whole life, I ain't never heard anyone say, how can this child be an asset to me? Shit, how? I don't know, bro. It's not a question that needs an answer. It's not, they're liabilities. You know what I'm saying? That's why dudes tell you that don't be a stepdad type shit. You know what I'm saying? Them kids not your kids. You gotta provide for those kids. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta love that woman to provide for some kids you ain't even get to have an orgasm for. You feel me? Y'all out here talking about how can the kids? Jesus Christ. Now they gonna talk about this shit for 3 months. I'm embarrassed.
I've heard men rephrase it and ask, how do I benefit from helping you raise your kids? It's the same question, just worded differently. I can get with this explanation. It's just the way that guy said it the first time. I don't know what the fuck. There's no way you can word that worse than how he did. This is a much better way to say it. And I absolutely agree with that hypothetical question. I'm married with 3 children. I know how much children cost, how much time they take to raise correctly and all that. Kids are purely liabilities. Don't get me wrong, I love my children. I would stop breathing immediately so that they could all have 1 extra breath. But how are your kids gonna be an asset to me? Crazy work. That's just crazy. This is why men tell other men, like, bro, don't raise nobody else's kids. Because I'm gonna be real, man. You know how special of a woman you have to be Number one, for a man to get on one knee, spend thousands of dollars on a little stone that means something so much to you, and ask you for your hand in marriage, that's enough. That's a tall task for a normal woman to get a man to do. Can you imagine how special of a woman you have to be to have a man do all that and take care of your kids with it? Like, y'all come as a package deal. It's a lot. And honestly, I'm asking the question wrong. I'm saying, how special of a woman do you have to be? Really, how desperate of a man do you have to be? You telling me you don't have no kids and you couldn't have found a woman with no kids? Boy, I just... Look, man, that woman is special. If you have options of other women who don't have kids, who are just as pretty as the woman with kids, let's be real, regular people are regular. That woman with kids ain't no more extraordinary than these other women, right? She's just as kind, just as sweet, just as feminine, all that. If a man has options, right, and you and another woman are about the same in the drawing board, but you got kids and she don't, and he picked the one with kids, oh no, man. Because women just flip it. You got two guys who are equally attractive, make the same amount of money, they both treat you well, woody woody woo. One got fucking 2-3 kids, the other one ain't got no kids. Who you picking? You feel what I'm saying? Generally, when a single mom gets married to a guy who ain't got no kids, he ain't had that many options, baby. He didn't.
Because asking a woman how her kids could be assets to you is actually insane. And if you're wondering what I'm holding, my son's right here. We're on our way back home and he's just about to take a nap, so ignore that. No, because never in my life will I ever have to explain to a man why my children, how they could benefit him in a life. If you want me, you also want my children. One thing about my mom that I am absolutely so grateful for is that when she eventually was going into dating, she was a single mom and just the two of us, one thing she made very clear to anyone she was possibly going to get into a relationship with is that me and my daughter are a package deal. If you want me, you also have to want her. If you don't want to deal with children, then just don't date a woman with kids. Because what do you mean? Why are little human beings, how are they essential or assets to you? Like, what is wrong with you? I didn't even know this until a few years later, but one thing that my mom told me that my now stepdad said about me when they got married, and I was 7 when they got married, I'm about to be 21 this year. One thing that my stepdad said to my mom before they got married and on their wedding day is, I'm going to take care of you and I'm going to take care of Kennedy. And he has not once broken that promise ever. No, because there is something genuinely wrong with you talking about these children like they're objects and not living human beings. How are your children how are they assets to me? You want me, you want my children. What the is wrong with you? Credit to that woman for saying that, because I also know plenty of moms who would gladly give up on their children and not pay attention to their children over a man. Or your children assets to me. What's wrong with you?
Now, somebody mentioned that a guy that asks that kind of question to a single mother already thinks that he is doing the single mother a favor by dating her. And that's why he's asking that question. So he puts no value on the single mother. He puts no value on the woman. He thinks that she's probably damaged good or she's problematic. And he wants to know how he can benefit from the whole relationship, even from our children, before even starting a relationship with the woman. Now, such guy is already seeing the relationship from the point of view that he must benefit more than he puts into the relationship. So he needs to know that whatever effort he's putting in the relationship, he's getting like ×3 out of it. So he's getting value in his own opinion, from not only the woman but from the kids. Now, another thing that I thought of when I heard the question, I was like, this seems like the what do you bring to the table kind of question, but now for kids. That is what I first thought. I was like, I don't understand why you say, how are your kids going to be an asset to me? I don't get it. Now, for me, I feel like that is such a creepy and red flag kind of question to ask. Such person that is asking that kind of thing, I don't think it's someone that you should allow your kids to be around, because that kind of person, if you are not around to protect the kids, he might make the kids do some things that you might not like, because he'll be like, what benefit are you to me while dating your mom? So I don't think that any single mother that a guy tells that or asks that should think of continuing a relationship or entering a relationship with such a person, because that's just creepy. That's just weird. Kids, for goodness sake. Now, I feel like if you are going to date a single mother, woman with kids, you have to put in your mind that you are going to have to associate with the kids, and it might not be the best thing that you want, but you need to know that the kids and her come as a package. So if you cannot love or like a kid that is not yours, despite everything that kids are all about, because you cannot be expecting all kids to be goody goody, to be nice all the time. Kids are kids. Some days they'll be crazy, some days they'll be nice. You have to put that in mind, that the kids might not be best behaved all the time. So you cannot start thinking that the kids have to benefit you in a particular kind of way. So you just need to put into mind that the kids and her are a package. If you cannot love the kids unconditionally, if you cannot like the kids, if you cannot be part of the kids' routine, there's no need dating a single mother, in my own opinion. If you cannot be in their lives without expecting anything in return, without what they can bring to the table, then bounce, go to another person. There's no need to asking that kind of question and asking what's the benefit of raising kids with her, or how the kids can be an asset to you. I think the men that will say that are those kind of men that will say 50-50, what do you bring to the table, how can you benefit me if I'm dating you, and all the rest. And I just think it's a creepy question, and anybody that says that to a single mother, the single mother is supposed to just pick up her shoes and run as fast as she can, because that kind of person cannot be trusted with your kids. Any which way, that's what I think about this whole situation. That's what I think about the question. I don't know what you guys think about it. I would love to hear your own thoughts about this whole question. Do you think it's a reasonable question to be asked at the start of a relationship, or do you think it's very creepy like I do? I would love to hear what you think about it. So please leave your comments in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.